Good Sunday afternoon to everybody here. This is SFAPowerhouse in the driver's position.
And crew chief here in the shotgun position.
We're just traveling out of downtown Beaumont, heading back towards Port Arthur. And on this traveling podcast, we're going to reflect on another one of our traveling memories together. One of our first ones as well. I wouldn't say first ones, but it was definitely one of the earlier ones. Kansas City.
And it's Kansas City, Missouri. And we will make reference to Kansas City, Kansas momentarily.
Yes, because we do have some stories out there. Now one of the first things I remember about Kansas City is uniquely designed, and I've never seen any other airport design like this, the 3-ring design of Kansas City International Airport. In fact, if I remember on our flight, we flew by the airport first so we can approach for a landing. We came in from the south, so we had to approach the runway from the north. But it was because of that, and we were sitting on the correct side, that we saw the 3-ring design of the airport. And I don't think I've ever seen another airport design like that. It was just so unique.
Yeah. I do remember one thing. When we first got there, we got our rental car. You know?
Yeah.
It had Texas license plates.
Oh, it did, didn't it?
Yep.
That
anyway, this is something unique.
That was a small sedan too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, because other places we had SUVs and pickups, but this one I think we remember as a sedan.
So anyway, that was kind of interesting that we're there in Missouri and our rental car has Texas license plates, so it's like we just came on home.
Almost.
Almost. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway, but it was still our experience there at the international airport, getting into and going home from. It was all very nice, and actually, when we left Kansas City, as we were checking in with TSA, the TSA guy was like, "Oh wait, SFA, was that like from Texas?" I was like, "Yeah, SFA has Stephen F. Austin, the father of Texas." It's like, "Oh, okay, that was all cool."
I don't remember that part, but apparently you do.
Yeah, it's that just stuck in my head for some reason. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get recognized for little things like that, hey, we'll take it. Anyway, and actually getting the spotting out there, both in the skies and on the tarmac, was pretty good too. You know, some places are really good for spotting, others maybe not so much, but KC had a lot to offer. But now going into the city of Kansas City, Missouri, one of the main things we wanted to see was the American Jazz Museum. As music lovers and avid musicians in our own right,
yeah,
we knew that jazz was the first all-American style of music.
Yeah, definitely. And I still enjoy jazz to this day. In my workplace, I like to put on some jazz music while I'm working. So
absolutely. And let's not forget, even though many people credit New Orleans as the ultimate birthplace for American jazz, which I also believe, bear in mind there was also many other factions, and Kansas City, Missouri was another faction for a different style of jazz. So there's Kansas City, Missouri jazz, there's New Orleans jazz, there's also New York jazz. I mean, basically jazz is a fusion of many different styles into its own unique blend. That's what makes jazz so all-American, because you take the best of all the styles that you've listened to and make it into your own groovy kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kansas City had their own flavor, New Orleans had their own flavor, and New York had their own flavor, and it just evolved into so many different factions in jazz that, you know, jazz is like the ultimate factory for you to really fully express yourself as a musician with no rules and unlimited possibility.
Right. And it so happens, I mean, the museum itself was wonderful, just all the exhibits from the different musicians throughout history as far as that contributed to the style of jazz. And
you name them, they're there.
Yes, basically. And it's very interesting is that when we finished our roundabout of the museum, we went to the gift shop, we got our souvenirs, and they were this was on a Friday afternoon, so they were having an impromptu thing for kids there in the lobby, and about how jazz comes about and everything. And there were musicians there were teaching students, some kids, about it, and it was basically an impromptu kind of jazz session, which was kind of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, that's always cool. Basically a small jazz combo of like 5 musicians, each on a different instrument. Just got out there for the kids, introduced the instruments and how they factor into the combo and why each one is so important for the other.
Yeah.
And when they all get together and start grooving, they just really start just jamming. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I was just so tempted to just get an instrument from a store and just join them. I mean, it was so much fun to see that.
Yes. Unfortunately, all of your personal instruments were left here in Texas, so you weren't able to participate. But I know you were eager to join.
Oh yeah, if I knew that kind of session was going to be there, I would have definitely brought an instrument or two. Oh man, and you know, just and music, we call it gigging. If you gig along with them, it's an excellent gig. I mean,
Yes.
I would have loved to have done that and just chill with them and hang out with them all day long.
Yeah.
I would have done that too.
And there was a place next door toward the American Jazz Museum called the Blue Room. And
Oh yeah, the Blue Room is a nice little jazz lounge.
yes, and they have things happening there at night sometimes. And if we had known, we probably would have gone to an evening there. But next time, if we ever get back to Kansas City, which I am fully in favor of going back to Kansas City,
As am I.
I would like to do that. Wear a nice outfit and go see a little impromptu jazz session like that.
Absolutely, yeah. The Blue Lounge is a nice jazz bar where live musicians can be there every single night and just groove and perform the night away. And at the time it wasn't a lot in our schedule to stick around for a late night session in the Blue Room. But yes, next time we go there, we'll definitely make time for that.
I guess having these trips like early on in our life, it's like, we plan for certain things, and then while we're there, we discover new things. We're then like, oh, maybe we should, next time we come to Kansas City or wherever, we'll come back here and we'll go here, that way that we're aware of it for next time.
Absolutely. I mean, if you love something that's so much that you want to go back to, I mean, try to plan for different things and make sure that those you like, and make sure you have something really good to get to as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we were planning also that same day to take in some Kansas City barbecue, but all the barbecue joints that we were looking at had lines that were super duper long. And sadly, our schedule was too tight for us to permit that, so we got to make sure we make time for barbecue next time as well.
Definitely. We'll definitely plan it well in advance to go and have a meal.
Absolutely. So, hey, you live, you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
But another cool thing that we discovered while we were in Kansas City on this particular date was that, well, first off, this was in summer 2017. And, well, as you know, Kansas City has a couple of well-known sports teams, the Kansas City Royals for baseball and also the Kansas City Chiefs in football. And, of course, it was right in the middle of baseball season. And turns out that we discovered that the Kansas City Royals were hosting a series, and guess who they were facing at that time?
Go Astros.
The Houston Astros were in town in Kansas City. And since we wanted to see as many ballparks as we could, and we heard a lot of good things about Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals play, we're like, hey, you want to take in a game? I'm like, duh. I mean, that was a no-brainer. So, sure enough, we went there to Kauffman Stadium, and I'll tell you what, you know how in football there's a lot of tailgaters that are in there in the parking lot just partying and just chilling around until the game? Well, turns out that tailgate tradition also carries on even through baseball season. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and I will say that when we entered Kauffman Stadium for the baseball game, the hospitality was very, very friendly and warm.
Oh, yeah.
And even though we were in Astros gear, they were very friendly towards us. And so another reason why I go back to Kansas City, because of the hospitality there at Kauffman Stadium.
Yep, exactly. Now they were kind of playfully teasing and saying, hey, you're in the wrong shirts. And I said, guys, we traveled over 1,000 miles to see our Astros play. They're like, oh, okay, well, come on in, enjoy the game, have fun, go Royals. I got it, go Astros. Seriously, it was really, really awesome, playful banter.
Yes, it was.
And it wasn't just them in the parking lot. I mean, everyone that we talked to inside the stadium were exceptionally friendly and say, welcome to Kansas City, hope you enjoy your time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not exaggerating, guys. They were really nice and very respectful.
Definitely.
So I would definitely go back to Kansas City.
Yes.
And let's not forget, our visit was in 2017, and not to mention, just a couple years before in 2015, they beat us in the playoffs.
Right.
Which they did. So, hey, it's all well and good. Hey, it's all for the love of the sport and for the love of the game. But, I mean, there's no bad blood.
None whatsoever.
I mean, it's not like we're constant rivals, which we're not. But, they were pretty competitive. Now, granted, the Astros won that day late in the game. Like in the ninth inning, we had a big ninth inning comeback that game. I do remember that. And it was tight all the way into the ninth inning, and then superstar Jose Altuve sparked a comeback, and we didn't look back since.
Right.
So, but I'll tell you what, even in the midst of all that, the Royals fan base, the fans that we were talking to around us, very nice and respectful, easy to talk baseball with. So yeah, I would definitely go back to Kauffman Stadium. So if you're a visitor or a home fan in Kansas City, thank you so much for an awesome experience at Kauffman Stadium. We will definitely return.
Definitely. And again, Kansas City also it's very interesting because it's right on the border between Kansas and Missouri. So we were able to experience not only Kansas City, Missouri, but also Kansas City, Kansas, just by simply crossing the state line into Kansas.
Yep.
So, and there we were able to go to a water park, which a lot of people are familiar with, is Schlitterbahn.
Yes, even though Schlitterbahn originated in New Braunfels, Texas, in the Hill Country, they were really seeking to expand out. And at one point, they have a water park in Galveston, which they still do, and a water park in South Padre Island, Texas, which unfortunately they don't anymore. And they even tried to branch outside of Texas to Kansas City, Kansas. And while we were there, it was all right. But sadly, it was right after that very tragic event where a monster water slide couldn't handle it, and sadly a kid lost their life on that slide. It was shortly after that incident that we visited the water park, excuse me. And there were still quite a few people there, but obviously that slide was very well closed off and scheduled for demolition. And we enjoyed our time out there, and people asked me, hey, is the Kansas City Park like the New Braunfels Park? I was like, it's in the same spirit. It's still in the same camaraderie. It's very identical in feel, just shorter and smaller in scope. It's just smaller than New Braunfels, and it's almost the same size as Galveston. Galveston's just a little bit bigger.
Right.
But honestly, they had the same spirit at the time. They had the same spirit and camaraderie and feel as any of the other Schlitterbahn water parks that we've been to. But shortly, we learned a couple of years later that because of everything that happened on that slide, they closed down Kansas City, so it's gone. And like we said, South Padre Island, they just couldn't afford to keep it open, so that's gone. So as of right now, there's only 2 Schlitterbahn water parks. The flagship in New Braunfels is still there and still very well alive, and the one in Galveston is still very well alive and still doing what it does best. So will Schlitterbahn recover from that? I think it will. It's just going to take a lot of time.
A lot.
Will they branch back? Yeah. Do I think they'll branch out again past Texas? I don't know. It's still way too early, but
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see because they have to figure out if they want to expand again or build another park or something.
Yeah. But for the record, to the kid to the family of the child who lost his life on that slide, we pray for you. We hope that you find peace, and that's very devastating. I cannot even begin to imagine what that must be like. So, y'all take care, and we're definitely keeping your child in our prayers. I can't even begin to imagine that.
Right. And so, there we go. So for everyone who affected by the loss of that person who lost their life on that slide there at Schlitterbahn in Kansas City, again, our prayers are with you as well. So.
So let me see. Well, what else happened in Kansas City? I mean, we didn't really see that much because our trip out there was kind of short.
It was. We did go to the Science Center, and
the museum. Yeah.
They had a lot of fun activities to do. It was mostly geared towards kids, but even we adults can enjoy it as well.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I noticed about these really great and awesome science museums. They do, center their exhibits more towards the kids to keep them engaged and more interactive. And the more interactive they are with the kids, the more effective I think it is.
Yes, and kids can actually enjoy science and not dread it just because you study it in school. So an interactive way for science. That's awesome.
Exactly. So now, made a mistake. There are still some other things for grown-ups to experience and enjoy, and reinforce their knowledge of science, and maybe expand more horizons in their knowledge of science.
Yep.
And we can't help it. We're nerds. We love science museums.
Yes, whenever there's a science museum, I'm always for it. I'm up for any kind of museum because it's a fun way to learn about history, science, and things like that. And especially in the summer when it's hot outside, it's something to enjoy indoors. And that way you're not just sitting inside, just cooling off, and not doing anything. You're actually going around and looking at exhibits that interest you.
Yep. And like I said, stay inside and out of the heat.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Kansas City heat is not like Southeast Texas heat,
No.
but still, summertime out there in Kansas City, Missouri, a little more tame, but it's still plenty of sunshine out there. So,
Yes.
And actually, the weather in Kansas City our old time out there was very nice.
It was. And so I would definitely want to go back up to Kansas City, Missouri, and maybe possibly I've heard of things about Branson, Missouri as well.
Oh, I've heard about that too. Wouldn't mind visiting there.
So I don't know how far it is from Kansas City, but maybe another city to explore. If we're ever in Kansas City, maybe take a day trip to Branson or something. But
Yeah.
Anyway, those who live in Kansas City, we may be visiting sometime again soon. But at the moment, we enjoyed going up there in 2017, and I hope we get to be back. I hope we get to be back up there again. So.
Exactly. We hope to visit again soon. And another exhibit that we didn't a lot of time for because I honestly didn't know anything about it, but I wish I did. I do want to see more in depth the Negro Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
Definitely.
I do want to learn more about that because we hear about Major League Baseball all the time, but let's not forget the Negro Baseball League as well, because that's one faction of baseball that I haven't really gotten a whole lot of knowledge of, and I feel sorry that I haven't really studied about that, and I want to.
Yeah. Another trip we'll talk about probably later on is going up to Cooperstown to see the Baseball Hall of Fame, and they do have an exhibit for the All-American Girls Baseball League that happened during World War II.
Oh yeah.
But yes, the Negro Baseball Hall of Fame is something I definitely want to look at too. So, because it's part of our history, and we should never ever forget any parts of our history. We can't go back. We can learn from it. We can't go back in our history, but we can learn from our past.
Exactly, and like I said, all aspects of history is important. So the more we know, the more we grow.
Exactly.
Where did we hear that from? So I definitely want to go back and experience that, and I definitely want to go back to Kansas City again and take in a lot more barbecue. I'm sorry that I didn't.
I want to taste the barbecue. I want to compare. Because I've had a lot of barbecue here in Texas. I would like to see how Kansas City barbecue is. I'm sure it's just as delicious. Maybe it's going to be in a tough competition with Texas barbecue, but we'll find out.
And we Texans love barbecue. In fact, we love anything that has meat and sauce and anything like that, because we just love our proteins down here.
Yeah, but always in moderation. We don't want to overindulge.
Well, yeah, just save it for what it is.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's what we got there. And I know there's plenty of other things in Kansas City we haven't seen yet. And if next time we visit, the Royals are hosting another game, we'll visit Kauffman Stadium again. Astros or not, we'll be out there.
Yeah, why not? We went out to. I remember one time when we went to Florida, and the Astros weren't playing in Florida at the time, but we saw the Miami Marlins playing the Washington Nationals. So
yeah, we just took it to another ballpark. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, just because your team's not there, just because the team that you root for is not there, doesn't mean you can't go and enjoy the game.
Exactly. All right. Well, long story short, Kansas City was awesome. Hope to visit again soon.
Definitely.
All right. But in the meantime, we're going to go and wrap this one up. Hope you enjoyed our reflections of Kansas City. And we'll reflect on more of our travels as these traveling podcasts continue. But for now, this is SFAPowerhouse signing off. Y'all take care, God bless, and enjoy the ride.
This is Crew Chief signing off. God bless everyone. God bless the United States of America